I'm sorry. Enough? The Mandelson scandal and the question of accountability. For many people in Britain, the Prime Minister's recent speech felt less like a solution and more like an admission of a massive failure. As the scandal surrounding Peter Mandelson's past ties to Jeffrey Epstein continues to grow, the public is asking one simple question: is saying sorry enough? A question of judgment. The Prime Minister has stated that he did not know the depth and darkness of Mandelson's relationship with Epstein when he appointed him as the UK's ambassador to the United States. However, critics and citizens alike argue that this relationship was not a secret. Reports of Mandelson's association with the convicted sex offender have been in the public domain for years. For a simple person, as you described, the first step in hiring anyone for a job, let alone one of the most prestigious diplomatic roles in the world, is a thorough background check. If an average person would check a candidate's history and character, why did the highest office in the land fail to do so properly? The weight of the apology. The Prime Minister has offered apologies to the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, expressing regret for believing what he calls Mandelson's litany of lies. But in leadership, an apology is often seen as the beginning of accountability, not the end of it. By placing Mandelson in such a high-profile position, the government essentially gave a stamp of approval to a man whose associations are now under criminal investigation. Many argue that if the Prime Minister is responsible for the people he appoints, then he must also share the burden of their failures. When a leader makes a mistake of this magnitude, one that involves such sensitive and serious moral issues, many believe that sorry cannot fix the damage done to the country's reputation or the public's trust. Calls for resignation. The anger on the streets and in Parliament is reflected in recent polls, which show that more than half of the public believe the Prime Minister should resign. The argument is simple. If the vetting process failed, the leader at the top is ultimately responsible. Staying in office after such a controversy is seen by many as a refusal to accept the true consequences of a bad decision. While the Prime Minister promises transparency and the release of documents, for many, the time for excuses has passed. They believe that for the sake of the country and the integrity of the office, a simple apology isn't the answer. A resignation is,